joked to Paul that I'm not going to stand behind him because I'm a bit small. We'll shift it over a little bit. Good morning everyone. My name's Natasha and I'm a clinical psychologist for the Worcestershire Health and Care Trust.
Hello, and I'm Paul Stokes. I'm the Assistant Clinical Practitioner on New Haven and the Care Link.
And today we're going to talk about being the first mental health inpatient service to sign up to John's campaign. I realised that Leslie introduced us by saying we're going to talk about our research.
Oh, sorry.
But no, and I thought we are going to, but I thought it might help to know about our story and how we got here and a little bit about what we did. And Nikki, I've said this before, I first read your story on Twitter, and truthfully I remember growing up. By reading it, I welled up thinking about what it was for you. It made me think about the people on our wards, but also it triggered stories for me. The times when I've been a patient, and my husband said to me, she's trying to do a different thing, but when my husband walked away and how vulnerable I felt, how scary it was. I thought about the times when I've been a daughter and when my parents had to go suddenly into hospital and when they were transferred and it wasn't visiting time so things couldn't go home to look after to everyone on the ward, how helpless I felt. So I took the story to our clinical leadership meeting and really what struck me there was every single one of the people around the room, our matrons, our ward managers, other people had stories to tell, whether that be a patient or a carer, a family member, we all had a story, it kind of hit here. That's what John did. We said this is the right thing to do, so that's where we started. It was the right thing to do and how were we going to do it, so we agreed that we were.
Yeah. So I was based quite a lot on the ward at the time, so obviously I had to go and have the conversations with the staff when it was decided. Just to say, we had one very pessimistic manager at the time who kind of stood back and went, I think you've all gone balmy. And now she actually says it's the best thing we ever did. She's totally bought on it. And to be honest, a couple of things. One, when I went round the staff, everyone just thought, do you know what, why aren't we doing this? Plus, our units, we've got 80 staff on the unit, we're a big unit, and we've had a lot of new staff in, and not one new member of staff has ever come up and gone, why do we do this? They just think this is how the ward works lovely, they accept it.
So, you've missed that. So, that was our second slide. So, it's about our hearts conversation. Moving on to the third. It's always technology, isn't it? Alongside John's campaign, and I've heard other people say about the campaigns they joined, we did look at the triangle of care, and there is the AIMS accreditation standards which look at how to support people and think about what's right within. It's funny, I'm now hesitating on the word carer, and actually I do.
No, we have to have.
But just for helping me remember my slides, I'll stick with that. But we'd already developed a number of resources, and this allowed us to develop a few more. And what we'd like to do with your permission is we developed a video that we'd like to show you about some of the care resources that we have had. That's okay? It's a way to get out of them.
My name's Mary, and I work with Worcestershire Association of Carers. We are a registered charity providing a source of independent information and advice for adult carers within Worcestershire. We attend the carer drop-in sessions where carers can talk to us about their fears and worries in confidence about their caring role, and we can supply them with information, tools to cope. One of the useful parts about our service is that when a carer finds that their loved one's about to be discharged, unlike many hospital discharges where the patient and the carer suddenly find they're on their own, we can continue to support the carer.
Illness doesn't just affect one person, it affects everybody in that whole system, and I think it's about recognising that. So we often will say to our carers and family members that we want to hear what they're thinking, what they're worried about, how we can support them as a whole. So yes, very much it would be about being involved in the care. We recognise that when people come into hospital, it can be potentially distressing, not just for the person coming in, but for family members and carers. Realising this, we've set up a number of sort of resources and support for our carers specifically. So when someone does come onto the ward, we have carer links that are situated on each of the wards that we have, who will contact you when approximately 3 days after your relative has come into hospital, and what they'll be doing is thinking about you and what may be worrying you. What I would really say is ask. If you've got any questions, just ask at any time, because we're really passionate about this. We've signed up to John's campaign. John's campaign is about enabling carers to stay with their relative. Therefore we have open visiting times. We actually know that the best care is provided when carers can stay. They are the experts in knowing that person, what support that they may need, and kind of working together as a whole really makes a difference.
My mum, Gilly Ryan, she stayed at New Haven for I think it was over 6 months period. The staff and everything are so wonderful, and it's so really nice, and it's so relaxed. It was for my mum, it was heaven really. Like it's exactly what she needed to take her out of the situation she was in her head, and diffuse it really by bringing her here and people caring for her.
I mean, we were coming in on a daily basis, different times of the day, and she was so well presented, how you dressed, you'd done her makeup, things like that. It's finishing touches that you most probably wouldn't see normally, and how you're cared for, and you could see from the day she come in the progression of how she started to get better over a period of time, and sadly she passed away in here. But I mean, it's a sort of one-off place. You don't see that sort of care. I don't think you'd see that sort of care in like your normal run-of-the-mill care homes or anything like that. I think
very happy. Quite emotional, because I said to you, I think, for your story, and also hearing our carers speak. Every time I watch that video, I feel the same way. People have said earlier about John's campaign and extending the rights not just for our people living with dementia, but for everybody. And I'd just like to say, for our service, it is open for everyone, so it's across our older adult mental health services, both for our people living with dementia and our people with functional mental health needs. And I absolutely agree. I think it should be across the board, so I'm just going to say that in support of everyone else. I wanted to put this in there because I know it will be a question that's coming up, and that different people have, as Paul was saying, we had slightly differing views at the beginning, but does John's campaign work in older mental health services? And we can say yes, it does. Okay, straight up. So going on to the point in terms of why we were asked to talk today and why this is about the research. I had a trainee psychologist come in earlier this year, and part of her role was to explore what difference it made. So we looked at the benefits, the drawbacks, and what people felt was the difference. So Paul's our carer link, and really without you, we'd be where we are now. So I just want to say that. So she looked at 12 months of data from our carer links. They will ask some of the questions, and do come and talk to us later if you want to find out more. And there is our service evaluation at the back. But that's things such as, have you got the right information? Have we told you about the ward? Do you know who people are? Have you got the support that you need? So she was evaluating that data. And then we asked people what they thought. So we asked our ward managers, nursing staff, healthcare support workers, our carer links. We were hoping they would say the right things. and also Worcestershire Association of Carers. So I'm not sure how I'm doing for time.
You've got about 1.5 minutes.
Right. I was going to do a little blurb around each of these bits, but as I've just said before, you have got our service revenue, you do come and talk to us. What I wanted to do was start with some of these things and have Paul share the stories about how it's made a difference. So, you've already heard it, people who are with somebody who is living with dementia can experience their own worry. It can impact on their own mental health, on their own physical health. And I think one of the things, Julie, I remember you were saying earlier about you were surprised so without carer support, but how important it was. And one of the things that people have said to us is the flexibility, being able to come outside of restricted visiting times, what a difference it made.
Yeah, the first day we ran it, first thing in the morning we had a lady turned up who visited every day to see her husband. Really integral part of his care, and she said this would have been the first day I couldn't have visited because I'm going away this afternoon. She said because you've opened the visiting to all the time, she said I can turn up this morning and visit, which was absolutely fantastic. And so straight away from day one, first visitor, we knew we'd be doing the right thing because you know the husband would have realised there was nothing there. You know, he's missed that visit. So yeah, it's from the first moment, it just opened it up for the people visiting the ward. We had quite a special case early on where this gentleman, his wife was on the ward, he was struggling, really struggling to cope with her dementia, levels of agitation. He didn't know how to cope, he didn't know how to place himself on the ward. He was quite embarrassed at times trying to cope with his wife. When she came in for assessment, he at the time was retired. He was working for a semi-professional sports organisation, so he still was kind of working part-time, all different hours. And this man turned up first thing in the morning, last thing at night, helped us through meal times, etc. And when he left us a card, and he said, "I've been on this ward every different time. There's no set time where you all put on your face and carers who come in. He just drops in any time. Anything could be happening on the ward." And he said, by watching your staff interact with the patients, it's made me a better person. And he became quite a part of our treatment team, and he was, you know, he was so thankful, and it really worked for his wife as well. So that was a massive part, but it actually gave him, it's allowed him to open up, because while he's watching our stuff, the way we interact, he's actually thinking, okay, I can do this. This isn't embarrassing. I'm not putting myself out of place. So that's how John's campaigns worked on the ward. Absolutely fantastic. We made that.
Quick nursing story.
With the nursing staff as well. Speaking to them, just quickly, when we had set visiting times, it was horrendous. The trained nurses used to run away, the doors used to open, everyone used to pile in, there was all the pressure of talking to people. You talk to the nursing staff now, it's so relaxed, it's unbelievable. People come in, they're welcome, they know by the first names, they're part of the team. The nursing team aren't kind of stepping back anymore, they're there for them. The interactions are so laid back and so informative, it's just made the whole culture of the ward is different, absolutely and utterly. And that's because we've opened the doors to visitors at all times.
So where are we now? Doing 10 seconds, I promise. We've now implemented John's campaign for 2 years, and Paul couldn't say it better. I was in a conversation with one of our ward managers. We're extending the principles of John's campaign across all our trust, so we just believe by it. And he was saying, I can't believe that, you know, we're having this conversation. He can't imagine a time now where we would have restricted visiting. And I am hoping similar to when we had that conference about when things, you know, we'll look back and we'll be like, did we ever think that it was okay to restrict visiting? We don't always get it right. We're still learning. You'll see that from our service evaluation, but the thing that we've been quite strong about is it's about keeping those relationships, further understanding those needs, recognising when we don't get it right, how we're going to make it better and continue to improve. We have had other trusts come and visit us. If you'd like to, do come and visit. We do like people to come and we put on tea and cake. Thank you very much. Contact details. This is us.
Lovely. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.